Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the King of Dota League, where we have the open qualifiers right now. It's NG4 up against Groovy Gaming. NG4 not doing too hot at the moment, but could bounce back in game number 2 here. They are sitting toward the bottom of the scoreboard, and Groovy Gaming is now guaranteed to have 5 points. I don't believe NG4 can make it into the final 2 slots, which I believe are the ones that move forward. I need to confirm that a second. Let me try to do that during the draft, but yeah, just a moment.
Radiant team ban.
I'm gonna see if I get a response from the admins anytime soon.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Dire team pick.
Wait. Okay, that's strange.
Phantom Lancer.
Anyways,
Radiant team pick.
Groovy Gaming gonna be picking up the Shadow Fiend and the Spirit Breaker. They're definitely the fan favorite at the moment, as far as I can tell. Shadow Fiend, Spirit Breaker, very good combo, good team fight. I mean, what's not to love? Indeed. There. Okay, finally.
10 seconds remaining.
Wait a second.
Sven stands ready.
Dire team pick.
Dazzle.
Okay, sorry about this. I am
Radiant team pick.
trying to figure this out. Admin, well. What? I am so confused. They're sending me random messages on the Facebook, Twitter, or the Facebook message. Okay, here we go. Anyway, Sven's gonna come up for Neutral Gamer. This is a good hero to pick along with Tusk. Also, the Cleave gonna help a lot against Phantom Lancer. Of course, Dazzle gonna help with that plus armor on that PL. And the Ember Spirit
Dire team
actually
ban.
is gonna really decimate PL if they can get a good start on him. Slaughter getting the ban out, as well as Phoenix. A little bit of respect there to Ted Stark, who really played it well there, of course, but also melt the ice of Crystal Maiden and Tusk. TA,
10 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain getting banned out there. Just don't want to have your Shadow Fiend having a bad time in the mid lane. But
5 seconds
him and Ember
remaining.
Spirit should... Well, it could go either way. It depends on
Reserve time.
a lot of things. What he does with Searing Chains, how good Shadow Fiend is with his raises, but I have a suspicion it's going to be Molinomio on that Shadow Fiend, and he has played an excellent... Well, a very excellent anything this whole tournament. Bristleback being banned out now by
Radiant
Groovy,
team ban.
as they definitely don't want to deal with that massive AoE damage against their Phantom Lancer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
We do see NG4 with the last ban out right now. And we're going to find out what that is in just a moment here. They probably want to ban some sort of either offlaner or support. But Spirit Breaker could fill either of these roles, so it's tough to really target ban it out here, at least. Okay, we did have a DC from Tetsuya Kuroko, but
Dire team pick.
see it back and forth. Tidehunter will actually be the ban out here, and it's gonna be a Winter Wyvern for Groovy, which I believe helped them out a lot last game. No, it was in the game they actually lost against what is it? Izikaka, of course, who is in the lead here. Did lose one of their matches up against Groovy, of course, but came back in the second game.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So it looks like Badger Squad is absolutely dominating Group B over there, which could result in some interesting tiebreakers, even with Shift dropping out.
5 seconds remaining.
We do have Bounty Hunter being picked up, though, by NG4. Going to give them a lot of extra gold. A good way to track down these heroes, pun intended, of course. But, of course, with PL having his abilities to purge that, as well as just a lot of initiation from Groovy Gaming, I don't see this pick working out too well.
Prepare for battle.
But we will see as we are moving into the game right now. Once again, guys, I'm SB Revolution 5. Alone here for the moment, bringing you this game between NG4 and Groovy Gaming. NG4 going to be starting off here with Spin, played by Tetsuya Kuroko. On the bot lane, it looks like Zai. I'm not really sure how to say his name. Is going to be on the Ember Spirit, headed off toward the mid lane. False on the Tusk. The Darkness coming in on the Bounty Hunter up to the top lane, and Crockers is going to be here. What? I do not want to what are you talking about?
30 seconds to battle.
That's only source 2. Yeah, there is a bug in source 2 where TA traps are blocking camps at the moment, but anyways. Did I finish with the hero introductions? I'm 90% sure I did. Got the Tusk played by False. Yep. So that is all our hero introductions for the Radiant team anyway, as Z, he is going to do that. They do throw off some dust to catch the Darkness here. His first blood's going to go over to Pugin. And they might just find another here as they're trying to track down the Darkness. Unfortunately, that dust will wear off, and it's going to be on cooldown for now, but they know he's here. They try to land some raises, not quite going to get it, though, as he is at least 140 health for the moment. They're going to ping out the Shadow Fiend, who does have a Sentry Ward as well. So, he must have split those up. There's a charge coming out from Spirit Breaker to get down to the bot lane very quickly. Sven hasn't actually skilled anything up here, so he probably won't be able to skill it and throw it to stop the charge. Nor does he really need to be honest. So, we'll go over to your dire side. We've got Ted Stark on your Dazzle. We'll have Molinomio on... I have forgotten to change the overlay. Molinomio on the Phantom Lancer. Wow. Winter Wyvern played by Mugi. We'll have Pugin on the Shadow Fiend. And we'll have Pakelm on the Spirit Breaker standing in here. Phantom Lancer actually is going to grab the Bounty Hunter. Wow, worst caster ever. Report, please. Missing everything here. As Bounty does go down, that's a second kill for Groovy Gaming, who are settling in nicely here in the early game. 7 last hits though up on the Sven and 6 on the Ember Spirit. And 8 up on the Phantom Lancer. So Phantom Lancer edging ahead here, but both the mid and the safe laners getting good farm, but Pugin, of course, basically tied with the Ember here for last hits. Does have a deny on him, so he does have that extra soul. Getting that early level 2 for him actually helped out a lot, since he was able to get that first blood. Alright, to see a haste stream picked up on Winter Wyvern as Spirit Breaker will actually find the bounty rune on the bot lane. Being zoned out quite a bit here though, with Crystal Maiden able to take advantage of that jungle. They can give Sven a lot of room to get his XP. Bounty's roaming about, probably on the lookout for the courier, but hasn't been able to find it just yet, as Shadow Fiend hasn't even picked up the bottle yet. They'll be doing so very shortly. Is going to be moving in here. Doesn't have another Flame Guard available for about 10 seconds. So we should be okay. Yeah, sorry about the overlay again, guys, but looks like it has gotten fixed by now. So that's definitely good for all of us. See? In a little bit of trouble here. One more raise would do the job, but there's no mana available for it, and there's no long-range raise available either. It's actually Dazzle is going to get the spot out on Darkness. Will actually be able to slow him down quite a lot with all the slows coming out from the enemy team here. I'll say did snowball in, but Bounty is going to end up going down. No way to get out with Invis there, just due to the dust. And Tusk is just going to snowball in and say, well, can't do anything. Let's head back out here. As for an offlane Tusk, he actually is not getting anything here. Unless Bounty is going to be playing the offlane role, which I'm not too surprised. Neither of them have any last hits. And Tusk is still level 1, 4 minutes into the game. Now he's finally got level 2, but this is not where you need your Tusk to be. You want Tusk to be making early plays, not really the late plays as well. Bottle is going to be dropped here for the courier, and now that that courier is flying, it's going to be very hard for Bounty to find it there. At least he does have his level 2, as bot lane Pakelm is going to be under fire here. Does have a charge available, tries to run away, may just get it here, and he will. Very nicely done there. Fadose getting harassed out on top lane once again. So
Dire's structures are fortified.
Treads now picked up on the Sven in the bot lane. Okay, that's a good bit of laughter there, thank you. But see, I'm still sitting on a mango, not getting much farm out of her. I'm extremely concerned for NG4's Tusk and Bounty Hunter. They're just getting nothing. If Tusk hadn't bought his boots initially, he would still not have any boots, and yeah, it's not going too well here. Wyvern will come around toward the mid lane to try and help out Shadow Fiend, but of course Ember with only 1 bottle charge remaining here. He's going to be going straight for that drum, as is General for Ember. What? Question mark? I'm very confused by this admin.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He said something about traps, and now he's just spamming a random question mark. And I'm not sure who at. Which kind of worries me, but
middle tower is under attack.
No big deal. Ted Stark moving around here to see. He is going to catch him with the Flame Guard and Searing Chains. Take him on down with an extra Flame Remnant there. So he'll be picking up his Bracer. Does have about 600 in the bank as well. Working toward that 840 he'll need to finish off Phase Boots. Or whatever he wants to get there, like the drum. Should be quite helpful here. I'm really interested to see what he is going to get against Shadow Fiend, because I think he would much rather have the drum to go ahead and tank up, but he's got to get what he's got to get. We are going to see a TP rotation coming in from Dazzle, as Spirit Breaker will get the charge off here. Does have an ult available as well, and Spin getting stunned up here. Does have a stun available of his own. Is he going to be able to do it, though? He will throw it out as Pachelm, but Ted Stark diving in here. They are going to get slowed by Crystal Maiden. Ted Stark can't even get the Grave off before he goes down there. A little bit of a misplay from him, as Pachelm is going to be forced to retreat. There is no salve up for Tetsuya, but he will at least get a tango from the CM there. And he's picking up the start of what I'm assuming is his Mask of Madness now. Yeah, the Orb of Venom is up on Bounty, not CM. My apologies there. CM does have 800 gold. She is gonna... Did she use the mango one? I'm assuming. Okay, whatever. I thought she dropped it on the ground for a moment there, but that doesn't appear to be the case. As Pugan will be cleaning up a pretty hefty stack here and coming right back into the game. At least he would hope. Almost a mech complete now. And Drum now up for PL. And all a charge coming up from Spirit Breaker, trying to catch out the Ember Spirit here. If they can get another raise off, they can probably bring him down. Actually, he'll take down Shadow Fiend. He'll end up falling to the Wyvern. But Wyvern is probably going down as well here, as he will end up falling there. Faltase now charged down by Pachelm. Does get hit with the ult and the 17% chance. Securing the kill there. 3 levels on the Bounties, 5 on the Crystal Maiden, actually. Bounty needs to get a track off to really be able to fight this guy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed.
Well, the courier actually ended up going down to the Bounty here. Very nicely played by him. There was nothing on it, but it does get him a little bit of gold, and that's one of the things Bounty can be very adept at. Of course, it doesn't mean quite as much right now. However, Shadow Fiend is going to be behind on his mech bit because of that, I think. Although he does have nearly perfect CS. Let's take a quick look at net worth. And, we're going to see the Dire team is very well ahead, but of course Ember, Spin, heroes that can definitely make it back into the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, Darkness trying to sneak around here. Mugi under fire, he is going to get hit. Bounty Hunter goes invis, tries to move around. Invis rune spotted out. It looks like they're going to give it over to Shadow Fiend, who doesn't quite have his ult up, but he does have that bottle he needs to get filled. And he is about 550, let's say, from the mechanism. It's going to be very useful, of course. Sun out on the Spirit Breaker. He will still pop the ult, though, as that's not going to stop him. And he'll go ahead and take down the Crystal Maiden. Spin farming in the jungle, but actually went for the Helm as opposed to the Mask of Madness. I'm assuming he wants to stack a lot here, but up top it looks like Phantom Lancer trying to get away from the Ember. They will both spit a drum charge here, but Ember now out of mana. Going to try to fight it out with Molinomio. Can't quite live through those tower hits, though, as he is on 50 HP, will end up going down to the Winter Wyvern and the tower shot at the same time, pretty much. Faltase still only level 5, Bounty level 4. They are going to get dust off on, well, both of them. Not that they needed it on Faltase. They'll use the Winter's Curse to take him down, but he'll be picking up a Shadow Amulet, of all things. I would think you'd want to get a Medallion here for the extra burst damage, but that's not the case for them. And it looks like Bounty is actually going to be able to get away here. Despite him being charged, they don't have dust off cooldown at the moment, so, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We are going to see boots galore coming out here. It looks like a shoe shop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Around as well. Yasha coming up for the PL.
Radiant's
And he will be able
middle
to pick that
tower
up
is under attack.
quite nicely here. Sven does have his helm creep ready to go here, already getting ready to stack a bit. As we're gonna see Ember moving into a Battle Fury and Sven probably a BKB, I would imagine. Although it's not gonna be the best item here, seeing as they do have some lockdown to go through it with the Winter's Curse. Not to mention, of course, Shadowfiend's Raises and his ult. He is gonna pop the ult right now and needs to stun Pakal, who does have a charge away, but isn't quite going to be able to get it off. They need another stun, and they're not going to quite have it, as he just doesn't charge away.
Decent there.
For some reason. It looks like Sven may be going for a heart here, as he's got that courier parts in the secret shop.
Dire's bottom tower is under
A heart
attack.
or even like a crit, possibly. Or even a straight AC is a possibility as well. I'm surprised he's not picking that up yet. I'll keep my camera on him just so we can see what happens to his gold here, as they are going to take down the bot tower and basically trade for the top tier one.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sven and them already using the glyph.
Radiant's top
There's no
tower
glyph on the Dire side, so they will see Faltase here as he's trying to go invis, but they're just going to wait for the heal from Dazzle, and they'll get that AoE damage in there. So, meanwhile, though, what is this courier in and up? Okay, nothing. Oh, he is going, crit there. Okay. Interesting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Interesting enough, anyway.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Bountiful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And off Faltase coming in with the snowball. Shadowfiend getting punched into the air here. In the darkness. Getting the dust up. There's going to be a double remnant, I believe, from the Ember Spirit. Doing a decent amount of damage, but here comes Sven with that ult up and the full cleave. And as well, I wish he had a point in his boots on strength, but that's okay. One more swipe will do it from any hero, but just a moment. The heal gonna bother them, but Sven actually able to pick up the kill there. 9-11. Here's your kill score, and the gold advantage sits in favor of Groovy Gaming, but only slightly. At about 1,500 gold, about 1,500 XP as well. Meanwhile, though, PL's still farming, and this is the guy we've seen make the plays on the team. Molinomio. The playmaker, if you will, of the team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, they are going to go ahead and get a pretty big stack here that Sven will be able to clear very quickly. He's hiding the fact that he's going for the crit right now, which I kind of like, because they won't expect this much damage coming out. They're going to expect... I'd say they're going to expect a BKB, but they might not, actually. I'd like to see him tank up a bit first, though. I'm assuming it's eventually going to be a Satanic for him. Now, keep in mind, God's Strength only takes the primary attribute and base damage into account, so none of this added damage from the crit and whatnot will give him any extra. Now, see him does get a ward down over here, and they, of course, know it, because they were able to pick her off, but if they could keep tabs on the forming of the Dire team, they should be able to make that worth it, so.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
And Dazzle going with a full armor build. He's got the medallion and the tranquil boots here. We're going to see a snowball coming out. Sven does pop the ult, though, just to take the stack, and I'm assuming Tusk is just trying to distract from that. I find it really strange that Tusk is just carrying around the Shadow Amulet. I mean, he could have had a medallion by now. And that would have done a lot for the team. Almost possibly a Solar Crest as well. Now, Sven does have his ult still active for a few seconds. Now as it's running out, and actually Ted Stark, I believe, spotted him out here. He's going to have his Daedalus done. On the courier, uh-oh. No, Dazzle's not going to be able to grab it. But they will charge him out here. Sven, you going to pick that up? Okay, there we go. As the courier is bringing out PL... maybe a TP, I don't know. But they take a mid tower and they're going to retreat right now. They don't have an Aegis to fall back on at the moment, unless I'm very mistaken. Yeah, we're still being up at the moment, but they can take that very quickly. But their physical damage, their armor reduction from Shadow Feed and the medallion. Adele. Excuse me, nice ult there from the Wyvern. And actually helping to take down the Sven there. But we'll end up falling, though, to the Sven, or the Tusk. As Ember manages to make some trades here, but Molinomio is just going ham as can be. As he gets a triple kill off of that fight. 11-18 now. As Groovy Gaming just doing like they do, getting their groove on. And continuing to dominate at this point. And guys, as far as I can tell, our final match of the day will be Degeneration Gaming up against Easy Katka. I need to go get some food in between these games, but that'll be at 7 p.m. after this match, of course. Now let's just see Bounty Hunter getting charged out here. Now they do have Dust, of course. He's pretty much dead. And to try to get a track off, won't be able to, though. And PL, I'm assuming working on a Manta at this point to, okay, just picking up a Clarity. Not what I expected, but it's a thing, I guess.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He does need mana, that's for sure. But I'm assuming it's going to be Manta next for him. That'll allow him to purge track off an additional way. And Sven actually looks like he's going for Silver Edge at this point. There's going to be a smoke up from your Dire team right now. Looking to make something happen. Possibly just take this Roche that I talked about. And this could be a game-winning Roche right here. Like, just the fact that you have an Aegis, you have cores that are pretty far ahead of the enemy team, at least aside from the Sven, who isn't all that tanky, to be honest. And the Shadow Blade pickup, or Shadow Amulet pickup, isn't really going to help. This is the second Shadow Amulet they've picked up. And to be honest, I don't see the reasoning here. You already have a Bounty Hunter, they're buying stuff, and Dust is going to be popped in darkness. Well, he's not in the dark about the fact that they've just taken Roche, but he's in the dark in the fact that he is indeed dead. And Phenol, is that you? Okay.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Admin just randomly pausing the game. We do have a gem picked up on Dazzle, which means this Shadow Amulet, or Shadow Blade, excuse me, pick up on Sven is honestly not going to make much of a difference, in my opinion. And I'd like to see something that gives him some strength, helps him tank up, but that's not going to be the case here. TL will be moving out toward the bot lane. Note that part is suspect.
Bottom tower is under attack.
What does that even mean? Okay. Okay. Momio getting tracked here. They do have Tetsuya. Winter's cursed up and goodbye Krokers, or so they would think, as Pugin it's off a big ult taking down quite a few. There's going to be a buyback from the Decimal. Nomio getting glimmered up and healed here, so they just can't quite find him, as Sven will go invis here, but the Jim from Dazzle will just bring him back down. And they've lost only a Spirit Breaker. Ember trying to do some damage, but it's just not quite enough. Now, Shadowfiend can't approach that Remnant. He would probably die. And they're going to jump on Ember. The Diffusal coming out, I believe, purging that Flame Guard. And that's an ultra kill from Molinomio, who has been king of the game so far here. There's actually going to be another buyback from Ember here. Or a buyback from Ember. I thought the first was the... Okay. Just kidding. A dieback from Ember. Where he got nothing out of it. And Molinomio still has his Aegis, keep in mind. They lost their Spirit Breaker, but that's not much of a problem, to be completely honest here. Crystal Maiden ults from the front lines and gets killed. Big surprise. The darkness gets diffused and brought down instantly. A heal coming out from Dazzle. Sven gonna come in with the Shadow Blade. Doesn't use the extra damage he can get off that. Will at least bring down Winter Wyvern, but now out of mana completely. Getting completely wrecked by Dazzle. And now Dazzle has 2,500 gold in the bank. Aegis still up on PL. And NG4 falling apart here in the late game. I don't mean to flame.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
And at the moment, they are not playing that well. It looks like they're still going to hold on, though.
Dazzle.
Let's try to. They've still got that Aegis to work. They're not going to blink up on SF. He's going full utility here, which is just fine. What did the admin say there? Note that part is suspect. I have to look at this game. The repetition is suspicious. Note. What is he? I have no idea what the admin's talking about. Sven is gonna ult up here. Now I'm gonna get his ult up here. He will at least barely get away from that CM ulti that was doing so much damage. And actually used the Winter's Curse to turn that around. Hogan, Glimmer Cape, and BKB up here. Won't get hit by that Ember Spirit damage, but there's the gem going down, and Dazzle actually, his unstoppable streak getting ended here as Ember does manage to make it out. They actually can't quite find him, and Pugin in a little bit of trouble here. Doesn't have that blink away. They will heal him up, but Toxicity, or Mugi, excuse me, going down in return. Pugin gonna try to turn around, can't chase Finn with the Shadow Blade, and gonna get Crystal Maiden, just barely there. As the gym will be headed back to the base, but actually, Groovy losing a fight. Maybe they were trying to figure out what the admin meant.
Top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Dazzle with his double boost here. The classic. And yeah, a bit of a bad fight for Groovy Gaming. Overextended a little bit, maybe. And got caught in a bad spot. Ember actually going with a Maelstrom here. Hopefully to clear some creep waves, counter push a bit, and clear out the PLs. But hey, at least it's not a Shadow Blade, because CM is probably working on... Yep, she's got a Glimmer Cape. We got 4 sources of invis on this team, even though we were buying detection from minute 1, literally.
Gold for me.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This tower gonna get denied easily by the Ember Spirit. Is actually PL is sitting back here. He's got a Manta to get out of that track, and of course the Sun for Tristan Maiden as well, as they are gonna charge in. The Croaker's gonna manage to get away barely with his life, Odyssey, getting turned around on and taken down. But Ember will be able to move away here. Spirit Breaker gonna go after the Crystal Maiden. Can he get? He can't get her. He's got her. Even. Nice shuriken toss comes out. Won't do too much, but it will take down the Dazzle as Darkness in charge. Now they know right where he is, even if they don't have a gem, which I think they may have bought another. Does Wyvern have one? No, they. Okay, they just couldn't see him. They were just guessing properly, I guess. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. We're going to be counter pushing a bit with the Splinter Blast. And we're going to figure out what the admin's trying to say. It's actually Winter Wyvern. Oh, gets hit by a shuriken there. Arnis is moving out from the, well, PL army at this point, because, okay, let's just put it in perspective here. At this point, Dazzle can do 800 damage with his healing wave if they're all gathered around a target. PL is perfect for gathering around a target. This combo is broken. Can we just go ahead and say? As the Darkness is going to get jumped on there. Isn't able to disjoint that with Invis. We are going to see either a BKB or an Ags coming out for Pekhelm. You're 30 minutes into the game, though. And Ember sitting on 1950. Of course, Ember is one of those heroes that can just hold out the game forever and ever if he has to. Now, there is finally a BKB up on Sven, as well as a Mask of Madness that I guess he sold his helm for. Okay, that was strange. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like Crockers is pretty much dead. They'll actually disjoint some of that and manage to dodge the AoE damage. He's getting charged out here. Nice snowball forward, but is it enough? He's right in the fray of it. The ult coming out, the Walrus Punch gonna connect as well. Dazzle keeps himself alive, though. They do manage to somehow heal up the Tusk. Very nicely done. Trying to stay alive. Can they do it, though? Doesn't look like it. Ember Spirit gonna be hitting the deck hard, and it's a good thing he saved up that much gold because he needs a buyback. He needs a buyback real bad for this one because it's 18 to 36, double the kills on the side of Groovy Gaming, and
Thank you.
Yeah, gonna be very useful. Sven going ahead and ulting up and shadow blading up here. I'd still like to have seen a blink dagger on him instead. An ult coming out on PA. He is tracked, or PL, excuse me, he is tracked up, but he's also graved. He's gonna be just fine here. As Walrus Punch does come out, doesn't even matter though. As Tetsuya gonna try to chase down Ted Stark, he'll be able to get that. PL on the run. Can he live? He cannot. He'll actually end up falling, and Ember Spirit making a slight comeback in this game. Phantom Lynch are actually falling and losing 1597 gold. or giving 1597 gold over to the Ember there, which, well, should have been that much. She actually only got about 1,000 because it's buyback gold penalty, but that is going to be very nice to have, at least. Buyback on cooldown, though. That was a very costly fight for the side of NG4. Although they did get quite a bit out of it, Ember is still very far behind. At this point, I would love to see a crit, but he doesn't exactly have a slot for it. He needs to hold on to this bubble right now, and he absolutely needs a TP.
Dire's middle tower
if he doesn't trade out for Boots of Travel soon, which I don't believe he has the farm to do. Sven is going to find himself a bounty rune there. He'll try to take Roche at the moment. He's actually going to pop his ult to do it, but the darkness is on his team, so don't get too hyped up about that, you know? But they'll be able to take it down at least. It's going to be quite beneficial for them if they're looking to make a comeback here. I'd like them to put it on the Ember, but Ember, where are you going? Sven's going to pick it up. There's a Yule's up from Dazzle. Okay. Let's get a good Searing Chains off on Dazzle there, but won't be able to follow it up too much. Spirit Breaker charging out the Bounty Hunter now. We do have a raise, and a second raise out on him. The Bounty Hunter will be going down. He does have one track off, but is it enough? There needs to be a Sleight of Fist available, but there's just not. Actually, there is just one, but it won't be enough to bring down Ted Stark. That's a dieback from the Ember Spirit, although he's gotten a lot out of it. He can't get enough for a second buyback here. And this really opens the door for Groovy to push the base, as most of the high ground defense was coming from that Ember Spirit. Sure, they have a Crystal Maiden ult, sure they have a Sven with Cleave, but Sven is getting kited like crazy here, and even the BKB won't save him from Winter Wyvern's Winter's Curse. Nice Ice Shards there, though, to keep them from pushing uphill. However, Molinomio is not afraid, it turns out.
Middle tower is under attack.
Level 2 Dagon Desperation buy, we could say, coming out in the Bounty's hands. Molinomio, he can purge this off with a Doppelwalk whenever he wants, but he'll get hit once. Actually, in a little bit of trouble. Nice freeze there by CM, but he will be able to cast his Doppelwalk and just get out of that one pretty quick. The Darkness is trying to get as many charges as he has out there. Or as many tracks, not charges, sorry. And we'll throw a Shuriken that's going to bounce quite a bit, actually, but is it enough? Not so sure. I'm unsure why PL has actually not skilled Doppelganger. I think this is something you absolutely need to level up. Meanwhile, Sven will actually ult up here. Where is he, though? Yeah, there he is. Okay, he's moved in here. He's actually going to get a big hit off on 2, but his whole team going to turn against him now as he will go down. He has an Aegis to work with, at least. That's a gem down as well, as Dazzle did hit the deck. Crystal Maiden and Tusk going to be next on the list. Tusk still not making much of an impact. Actually, he's lowest on the net worth here. As Shadow Fiend is going to be on the wrong side of the tracks. Will actually get saved from physical damage for the moment. And Tetsuya, well, he is going to end up going down. Z is going to get a Remnant off and actually take down Shadow Fiend, but there's a buyback from the PL and a TP in here. There's a buyback available on the Sven. Is he going to use it? Not too sure. Shadow Fiend buying back as well. He does have Boots of Travel and a Blink to get into the fight, and they're going to go for the racks now, but the Shadow Fiend buyback is countered by the Svens. Sven with no ult available, though. No souls on Shadow Fiend, however. Nice destroy into the sun there by PL. And the Snowball coming on through. PL, he's got a Manta in 2 seconds to get that track off of him, but unfortunately there's a nice Shuriken toss from the Bounty Hunter. A second Battle Fury actually coming up on the Ember now that he's gotten rid of his bottle to try and just hold against this enemy team. He's got even more cleavage here. Is it enough? It doesn't seem to be doing very much damage, especially without the crit. And while there's the tickle damage of the Maelstrom coming out, it doesn't seem to really accomplish much. Tetsuya, he is spotted here. He will get his stun off and a BKB, but Molinomio, he's going to get graved up here and will be able to evade them and just kite him out with that Doppelganger there. They take down the Winter Wyvern. There's a Tusk punch on Illusion. As actually the Spirit Breaker charging back into the fight, he will get the ult off. BKB up from the Shadow Fiend. He doesn't have an ult available, but he will be able to dish out some good damage nonetheless. Nice grave out from the Dazzle. However, Z now dominating as he brings down the Spirit Breaker. Now both your cores staying alive here. Gonna pop up the ult from Pugin, who actually will be able to get a lot of damage off, but it's not quite enough. Is PL gonna fall here? He will at least bring down the Ember Spirit, who again has no buyback available. It's a little gold away and a cooldown, but actually PL's gonna be dead for 110 seconds now, and this is where things can get ugly. All of a sudden, the top lane pushing in here. There are boots of travel now up on the Sven, and he is definitely gonna go there. There's 3 buybacks available, but none of them on core heroes. Heroes Sven can still deal with. And this game is not yet as over as it had seemed at some point. So meanwhile, creeps are infiltrating the base here. Melee Rax is going to be regenerating, and they are going to blow the glyph up top to try and protect against Finn. PL's still down for 70 seconds, but they're afraid of the Spirit Breaker, as they well should be. But the mid-racks are actually going to be taken by the melee creeps right now, which is not what you want to have happen. I'm not really sure how those creeps, or why those creeps did that. Because they were attacking this tower last I looked over here. And then I guess they backtracked and said, wait a second, this is smarter. Why don't my creeps ever do that? Meanwhile, Dazzle gonna get jumped on here. He doesn't have time to get a grave off, as actually the ult from Sven was committed there as well. Okay. Questionable players. The repetition is suspicious note. I have no idea what this admin is talking about. I don't mean to bash the admin, but it sure would be nice to be able to understand what you're saying. That's all I'm saying. If I put it in Spanish, I could have a player translate or something. Medallion finally up at 38 minutes for the Tusk. Would have liked to see this a lot earlier, but CM apparently is more important to farm. She actually has a whole core item ahead of Tusk.
Illusion.
Phantom Lancer trying to get on the run here. He does have that evasion picked up, which will help him out a lot in these coming fights. The smoke failing from the Radiant team. They know they're there now, and they've actually spotted them at this point. As the smoke will run out. And there's an ult out from the Winter Wyvern. Nice ult from the Shadow Fiend to follow it up, and Hero's starting to melt here. There is, however, a Sleight of Fist coming out from Ember. Sven, BKB'd up, trying to fight here, but BKB's going to run out pretty quickly. Molinomio really starting to melt. 500 HP up on him. Does have 4 seconds still on that Doppelwalk and should be able to get away if Ember can't close the distance with the Remnant. But Ember actually going to throw that out. And PL going to fall. He had a Doppelwalk available, but he got a little too ballsy. And Molinomio with a big misplay right there, in my opinion. And doesn't have the money or the cooldown for buyback. However, Moogie going to fall as well here. And now the Dagon from the Bounty Hunter going to help bring down the Dazzle. All of a sudden, though, Shadow Fiend up on the top lane. He's going to make a bit of an impact here. Ember already back at the base, though, ready to combat that. There's a Scotty up in the PL as well, which has been around for a little while here. And Tetsuya continuing to farm here. Maybe going even something like Rapier. Could be MKB as well, though. I'd still like to see something along the lines of a heart on him, but he prefers the raw damage. I mean, okay. The track gold has really helped them out in this game for sure, as they've been able to surmount what looks like a 20k gold lead from Groovy Gaming. And while NG4 are definitely out of the tournament, or the qualifiers, excuse me, right now, they can attempt to help D-Generation have a chance. If they can take a game off of Easy Kanka or Ionic, they may very well have a chance if Groovy falls here in game number 2. Or I believe if Groovy wins, they are confirmed to move on entirely. Which means the rest of the games may not matter today for Group A.
Bountiful.
Darkness, finding a bounty room. I mean, it had its name on it to begin with, so why not? It does have that Dagon, I believe that's a 4? No, it's a 5. It's a 5. Available at this point in the game. He's also still holding on to the Orb of Venom. A little surprised you don't see mana boots on him, especially when he went for the Dagon build, but you do have to do some manuals to RF to help with that. Now, they have, of course, lost that melee ranks, but half of their individual racks are still up. There's a Mjolnir up on the Ember Spirit, which is very nice for the shield, of course. PL going to be going after Roche now. Should be able to solo it, but actually, hold the phone. The Darkness getting spotted out here. And I think he knows. But keep in mind, oh, he has the gem. Yeah, he's pinging it out at the moment. There's no detection over here at the moment either. Okay, there's a Sentry Ward placed out by Winter Wyvern. And this is going to be where the problem comes in. They will pick up the Aegis on Shadowfiend, but there's Sven's Rapier coming out. And this looks to be an all-in from Sven up on the top lane. In fact, he's going to get the jump on Molinomio. And if he can stun him in time, he's got to find the right one, though. And he has to know it's the right one. We're going to look for him Radiant Vision. He knows he's there. But Shadow Blade running out. There's a stun. A few hits, but the evasion just too much. He's still got the doppelganger, and now they've revealed the rapier. Let's head back to all vision for now. As he's on the run. There's a charge coming out at Sven. Mask and Madness available. They're gonna cancel the charge. It looks like it's actually Snowball comes in on the Dazzle. Walrus punch forward. There's an ult out from your Spirit Breaker right now onto Fadase. Molinomio needs to get back. He's only on 900 HP, and Sven hits like a truck at the moment with about 500 damage available. I mean, you're relying on pure luck to save you with just the Talisman of Evasion at the moment. He will be TPing back to the bot lane just to save himself, make sure they're not going to re-goose here and take him out. Ember's sitting on 3,700 gold, and I mean, hey, if you've got one rapier, you might as well buy another at this point. Because you need to really capitalize on that one rapier if you can. Meanwhile, Spirit Breaker popping the run there. The Darkness Invis trying to move around as well. He is going to pop his Invis over here, and they will pretty much know he's around. Oh, and they're going to spot him out now. Oh, they're not going for it yet. Another sentry just placed out just in case. There is a gem coming out for Dazzle, though. That's what he was waiting for. Also, like to mention that Revo is starving. Tetsuya getting jumped on. There's the ult from Spirit Breaker, and the Rapier is going to hit the deck now. It's on the ground. Who's going to grab it? There's a punch out. Where is it? Where's it at? Who has that Rapier? It's going to be Palcom. Palcome. He's going to jump on the Darkness now. They can't quite see him, though, without Dazzle's gym being nearby. Where is that? Oh, it's still on the Courier. The Courier gave him the TP. Bounty Hunter needs to find a way to pick this off of the Spirit Breaker. He can't drop it except on death, and they kind of scrambled for it in that moment. Groovy Gaming. They're going to be grooving with the Rapira. if you will. Aegis up on the Shadow Fiend. He will ult up here, but gets stunned by the Walrus Punch, of course, which does go through BKB, and now he's in a lot of trouble as Ember is going to be moving in there. It is actually a Lincoln's up for Ember of all things. I guess to stop the Spirit Breaker stun. Crockers are going to be moving back here as well. Parkman appears to be going for a Lincoln's as well, if not a Lotus Orb. Lotus Orb would be very good this game, of course, with the Spin Stun, the, I don't think it'll block steering chains, but the track as well. I mean, seems like a small benefit, but of course, Bounty Hunter being tracked gives you the invis detection, which even if you don't have the gem gown, is going to be a good thing to have. Of course, they have so many Sentry Boards, it doesn't even matter, as Wyvern's going to pick up a gem now to complement that of the Dazzle. Spin's still in the sidelines right now, but without his rapier. He's half the hero he was. He actually has a Mask of Madness and a rapier, not exactly what you want to have.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
But it can do okay. Crockers is going to manage to stun up the Shadow Fiend. He's forced that back out though. Spin with the ulti popped now. Shadow Fiend Aegis going to be popped. There's Dazzle getting stunned. 2 swipes and he's almost down. He's actually going to have a chance to get the Grave out. As now Tusk getting harassed down now, but the Ancient, it's under attack. Home in trouble, boys. Let's turn around. Let's get back. Can we? Spirit Breaker takes down the Spin. There is no buyback available, of course. As Crystal Maiden ulti does a bit of work. Palcom able to get a lot done there, but it looks like it's just Ember against the world at this point, trying to stay alive and not even able to glyph the Ancient to keep it up here. Mugi could fall as the darkness comes back, throws out a shuriken. They'll get the kill. And it was a track. Is that enough to hold, though, as Mega Creeps are now coming out for your Dire team? If they can just bring down the Spirit Breaker and get his Rapier in the hands of Ember, which could have been the plan all okay, just kidding. Forgot about the Ancient being under attack there. And that's going to be it for now, guys. We will have another game coming up in 2 hours at 7 p.m. Excuse me. Right here on Truesight TV. Actually, wait a second. It's 2-0 for them. That's 7 points. Could Degeneration win? If Degeneration 2-0 Ionic, they have a shot. I think. Let me see here. I'll do some math. I'll let you guys know through the chat and figure out if we have another game tonight. If it doesn't matter, we may not cover it. I'm not 100% sure about that, but we'll see. Of course, I'm SP Revolution 5 and your caster for this series. If you enjoyed the series, make sure you throw me out a follow on Twitch and Twitter at SP Revolution 5 and on Facebook at SP Revolution 5 Dota. You can find Truesight TV, our casting studio, everywhere at Truesight TV. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in a little while.